How do we, the people, rise up and solve the great challenges of our time? We do it by embracing freedom and liberty. There may be no such thing as a free lunch, but this hour is as close as it gets. Welcome to A Free Solution.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to A Free Solution. I'm Larry Sharp, also host of the Sharp Way Show in the evenings, and here with you today, WYSL, Rochester, New York, WENY, ENI, Elmira, and Corning, The Patriot, WACK in the cool Newark, New York, 585-346-3000 to join the program and have a chat with me. Or not, you can yell at me or tell me I'm super cool. All good. I don't mind either way. The thing I want to bring up today is how governments react to governments messing up. You might say, wait a minute, Larry, are you going to give us the libertarian lecture again? Yeah, kind of. It's kind of what I do, right? That's kind of my shtick. So I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to give you what you're looking for. You wouldn't have tuned in if you didn't think that was going to happen, right? The thing that most of us in New York really understand is the amount of people who are unhappy and leaving. That's a common thing. Every single person, if you're listening to this now, and you either live in New York State or used to live in New York State, or know someone who does, one thing I'm sure of is either you or you know someone who's left. And the odds are that person was close to you. Maybe a friend or a family member, a child or a parent. I know my mom left. She retired in South Carolina because she couldn't afford to retire here in New York. And my two daughters lost their grandma. And they couldn't have her every weekend anymore. Now they had to fly down to South Carolina every couple of months. I lost my mom. I couldn't hang out with her every weekend if I wanted to. I didn't anyway, but I'm saying in theory I could have. But now I had to fly down and go see her or drive down 10 hours or whatever it was, 12 hours to go see her. So, and she passed away in South Carolina. That's where I lost my mom, not at home near me. New York State is so oppressive that it literally breaks up families. And it isn't our state. I'll say this every single week. I don't care. New York State is an amazing, wonderful state that has whatever you want in it, whatever you think is cool. New York State has it. We love our state. We hate our government. Our government is terrible. Our state is amazing. And our government's terrible. So why are people leaving? Almost 1.5 million have left in the last 10 years. We are lucky we only lost one congressperson. We should have lost two. That's fine. Happy we only lost one. I thought we were going to lose two. So we only lost one. Okay. Why would 1.4 million people leave New York? Why would they do that? If what I'm saying is true. If New York's such an awesome state, why would they leave? Well, Spectrum and others have done polling on this. And let me give you the 4 reasons, top 4, as of 2021, why New Yorkers are leaving. Number 4, increasing crime, heavily in the cities. Outside too, but heavily in the cities. It's not even close. It's the cities that are having that massive problem themselves. Second part, number 3. That was 4. Number 3, poor job growth. That's been true for decades. But not so much in the cities. Poor job growth was not a big issue in the cities of New York State. Not just New York City. Everyone thinks, well, New York State's New York City. No, it's not. New York State's far more than just New York City. I love New York City. I live in the city myself. Born in the city. Doing this show from the city. So I'm clearly a New York City kid. But it isn't just New York City. Rochester, Buffalo, Utica, right? It's all the cities. Job growth wasn't such a big problem years ago. Now it is. Lack of job growth. Opportunities going away. Number 2, cost of living. Buying stuff, all the things we have here. Number 1 reason, and this is by polling done, why people are saying they're leaving. Number 1, taxes. Number 1 reason. The sad part is all those taxes, the number 1 reason, affect the other 3. They're part of the reason. Why? Because when you ask people which taxes, they don't automatically say property tax. They do say that. Of course, it's a big deal. They also talk about income tax. And they also talk about fuel tax, tobacco tax, and so on and so on. Because so many of those taxes, it makes New Yorkers want to cheat. I'm not joking. Larry, they're breaking the law. Yeah, lots of people break the law. You do too. You speed, so stop, which is self-righteousness. You do it too. Yeah. So New Yorkers now want to go to the black market. We want to go to the Native American reservations and buy our cigarettes or whatever. We want to go do those things now because the taxation's so horrible. So what does New York State do? Well, people are going on reservations and buying tobacco products. So we can't get our taxes. So what is New York State going to do? I'm not joking. Raise tobacco taxes. So the people who are doing the right thing get punished. I'm going to do right thing in air quotes. Who are doing the right thing get punished. People doing the wrong thing, well, keep doing the wrong thing. That's fine. I'm just going to punish those who did the right thing. That's New York State. New York State is doing exactly the opposite of what it should do. And people keep leaving. New York State will go to any resort any resort, to ensure that they will punish us out of our way, without question. She said, well, Larry, I got this. I'm just going to leave. I'll show you. I'm going to pack up and leave. Got this. Yeah, not so fast. Not so fast on how you leave. New York State CPAs have said, before you pack up and leave, ask yourself a question. Is it actually worth it? Then I say, well, of course, Larry, what's wrong with you? You just named 4 reasons why we're leaving New York State. Of course it's worth it. What are these CPAs? What are they, crazy? No. New York State auditors go out of their way to audit people who leave New York State. They do thousands every year. New York State brings in about $250 million on auditing people who leave New York State. I'm not making this up. Do your own homework if you think I'm making this up. I'm doing it live. If I'm lying, you guys are going to just crucify me. So you know it's true. It's about $250 million every year. Bring them in. The average auditor brings in, give or take, $150,000 average per audit. Wow. It's a lot of audits, a lot of cash. They audit mostly the more wealthy people, but they audit anybody. Oh, you leaving? Let's go check stuff out. And you might go, Larry, it doesn't matter. What do I care? Come on. I don't make that much money. I'm going to leave. Are they going to check me out? They do. And what happens if you still want to keep your foot in New York? Because you love this state, because you have family and friends in this state, and you don't want to totally leave. So you want to get a house in Arizona or a house in Florida or a house in Texas, wherever you want to go, right? Someplace you decide you want to go. And you want to keep maybe a rental property here, or you want to still have you want to have your name on a deed of your son's house or your mother's house, because you want to make sure you can take care of them because they don't want to leave yet, or your kid has a job here or something, or your mom doesn't want to leave because she's old and she doesn't want to leave. She's in her 70s or 80s now. She's like, you know what? I don't want to leave. I'm not prepared to do that. I'll pay the price. I don't want to leave. So you do that. New York State auditors will literally check every aspect of what you do. They will check your dental records, your vet records, your social media. Oh, I'm not making this up. Your phone records. Yeah. They'll look and say, wait a minute. Are you living in New York at all? You say, no, my mom lives in New York still. She doesn't want to leave. She's retired. I want to be able to come back and say hi to her. I don't want her to get hammered. I want to help, pay for some of her bills because I'm doing better than she is right now. And so I'm on her deed, or I pay her cell phone bill, or I help to, kennel her cat when she goes to hang out with her friends in Florida or something. And they see the bill. Go, whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought you said you live in Florida. Why does this bill say you paid for her, kenneling her dog in Rochester? Why does his phone bill say got your name on it? In Avon, what's up with that? Wait a minute. And they start charging you. You owe us taxes. You got to pay. I'm not making this up, guys. So New York State decides our state is so oppressive, you're leaving. I'm going to punch you in the stomach on the way out. That's what I'm going to do. You're mad? You're leaving? Take that. I'll give you a punch in the stomach on the way out. That's what I'll do. You know what? And stay out. Don't you dare come back to this state. Get out and don't you dare come back. And in case you thought anything good, take this slap. That'll teach you. I wish I was joking. If I was writing this in a book or a movie, you wouldn't believe me. You'd say, Larry, this guy's some fantasy guy. What, you writing science fiction now? This is the next Star Wars? There's no way. No. This is definitely an empire. It's the Empire State. It is Star Wars. They punch you on the way out. When you're leaving, get out and stay out. Welcome to New York? I'm not sure. Am I crazy? 585-346-3000. Here, WYSL, a free solution. Back after the break.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovation should be your first call. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
The Finger Lakes Castle team is in its 7th decade of factory direct service to the service professional. From cleaning the ins and outs of your vehicle to keeping you on the road, Castle's got you covered. Castle makes streak-proof glass cleaner, FDA-registered sanitizers, and EPA-registered hospital-grade disinfectants. Remember, when you need to keep it clean, use what the pros use. Castle. Accept no substitutes.
Castle keeps it clean.
A message from the National Police Association. It used to be that any able-bodied person would offer to assist a police officer in danger. Now, passers-by are more likely to take a video. There's a better use for your phone when an officer's in trouble. Call 911. Tell the operator where you are and what you see. Then, start your video to provide evidence later. To learn more about how you can assist law enforcement, visit nationalpolice.org. That's nationalpolice.org.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to Simple Tech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that Simple Tech
Gonna come
is
back with a
local small
Cuomo clip.
business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at Simple Tech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the Best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at Simple Tech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations.
A free solution.
Tends to be a little more conservative in upstate New York, and I think they don't know me as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's true. I think we know you, like, really well. I really think we do. I could be off on that one. But it is more conservative upstate. That's true. It's more conservative. But conservative doesn't mean that we have to hate someone who is a Democrat or we have to hate someone who's not conservative. It doesn't mean that. It means if you're conservative, you probably prefer someone who is conservative. Makes sense. If you're liberal, you probably prefer someone who's liberal. But there doesn't have to be a hatred. And that's what we have now. A hatred. That's a problem. But I don't want to hate. I'm Larry Sharp. I don't want to hate people. I'm host of the Sharp Way Show. And here on A Free Solution, WYSL Rochester, New York, WENY, Elmira and Corning, The Patriot, WACK in Newark, New York, 585-346-3000. Before the break, I was talking about how New York State just punishes people while they're here and then on the way out and then when they're gone. Get out, stay out. That'll teach you. Instead of doing things like trying to repair the problems that my state has so that people, I don't know, don't want to leave. I know it sounds crazy, right? How about you actually do something that makes people not want to leave? I mean, you could do that. Sounds crazy, I know, but that's actually a whole lot harder than just punishing people. Using the stick just seems like the best way of going. Let me grab some of the comments from the web for the chat. Thank you. Matt says, I used to love visiting New York City. Can't stand it now. Here's what I tell you, Matt. I live in the city. It is an amazing place to visit. Not now because of all the COVID lockdowns, but that's going to change eventually. I hope by next year. I don't know. Depends who our mayor is going to be. We'll see what happens. But I hope by next year it changes. New York City will still be an amazing place to visit. And I hope you come back again. It is a great place to visit. The history that we have here, Broadway, culture, tourism is an amazing part of what it is to be a New York City person. So, I mean, we have Empire State Building, Freedom Tower, Statue of Liberty, UN. So I hope you will change your mind and come back to my city in another year or two. I hope you will. So yes. Kelly says they're leaving because of communist Cuomo. I would say dictator Cuomo, Kelly. I think that's the issue. There are New Yorkers who would be okay, obviously, if he was a communist. We've got some communists in our state. Even they're leaving. So it's dictatorship more than it's communism. It's communism too. It is, but it's worse than that. Matt says, stay and fix your state. What do you think I'm doing, Matt? What do you think I'm sitting here complaining every day about? What do you think I'm doing? I'm with you. Absolutely. So Jason says, doesn't California do the same thing? Yes, it does. The problem is when you have a culture in a state that is about the state is correct no matter what, and those who don't follow the state are evil no matter what, then why would I want to hand a carrot to you, Jason? Why would I? You're clearly a bad guy because you don't worship the state. You don't do exactly as the state tells you to do. So clearly you're a bad guy, a heretic. So I should punish you. Of course I should. And while that may sound dumb or silly when I say it that way, that's actually the ideology. The ideology is you're a heretic, who cares? You don't want to follow the state. So get punished. Why would the state want to change? The concept here isn't that the people are the state. And that would be a great concept. That's what we're supposed to be about, right? Government of the people, by the people, for the people, right? It's supposed to be that way. It's not. I mean, it'd be great if it was. It's not. It's the state is the state, and you do as the state says. You do as His Majesty King Andrew Cuomo II, all hail the king, all as he says. And if you don't, you're a heretic. Pay the price. Get out. Clearly you're wrong. And I wish I was joking on that. I'm not. It's clear that's how that works. It is absolutely clear. And that's an issue that I think many states are dealing with, but New York and California are the biggest one. Biggest, not the biggest states. That's not right. I mean, they are the biggest proponents of this ideology. Maybe that's it. My 2 cents says, yeah, if the environment's good, the people will pay to stay. You know what? I agree. Right? I'll give you New York City as the perfect example of this, right? We talk about my city all the time, and I'm happy to talk about my city. If you go back, I don't know, 5 years even, New York City was always, not always, has been relative to other parts of the country, a communist state. It's just what it is, right? It is. We live on top of each other. 1/3 of our people aren't born in the country. Another 1/3 aren't born in the city. We're a transient city, like most cities are, but we're extra transient because our suburbs come into our city every day and come out. 4 million people every day used to use the subway system. Just that's larger than the population of every other city in the country. The number of people who use our subway system on a daily basis is larger than the population of any other city in the country. That's how crazy this city is, right? Or was. I don't know if it is that anymore. But the opportunity was so huge that you deal with it. The chance to explode and be great and find your happiness, your purpose was so great, you would pay the price. You say, you know what? I know I live in a communist state, but man, opportunity is amazing. I'll pay the price. Exactly to your point. But now when you take the opportunity away, people go, why am I paying this price? Why am I putting up with this? Why am I dealing with this? It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And they leave. This is New York State. New York is a beautiful state. And we put up with a lot to live in this great state. But at one point we go, oh, gosh, it's not worth it. I got to bail. I can't deal with this. It's so bad in New York State now. There's a thing for people who abandon their houses. Yeah. I warned you of this last year. For those of you who are paying attention, I said you are going to see people, particularly upstate, just packing up and leaving. So I'm out. Packing up, leaving, house and everything right there, not paying the mortgage anymore, not paying the rent, nothing. Packing up and just leaving. People are going to walk and go, where'd he go? I don't know. Don't see him anymore. There's a thing literally on the New York State website, newyork.gov, the thing called zombie houses. I know when I say these things, you're laughing at me. No, it's true. They call them zombie houses because there's so many of them. There now is a name for them. That's a thing. Zombie houses. That's people who literally just pack up and leave. So people are walking by the house, driving by the house and go, man, that lawn is trashed. Oh my God, does anybody live there? I thought that didn't the Smiths live there? I guess. No one's there. Mail piling up. A bunch of houses just abandoned. So now they call them zombie houses. Why? Because our state is so oppressive. You would rather just say, I'm out. See you in court because I'm not paying. See you in court. So now you're pushing people to normal people who wouldn't go that route, who wouldn't go the I'm not paying, I'm out, I'll see you in court route. Think if you're the average New Yorker, what has to happen in your life for you to go, I'm not paying my bills anymore. I'm going to pack up and leave what I built and go to some other state and go move with my cousin, my uncle, my sister, my mother, whomever. That's what I'm going to go do because I don't care anymore. What had to happen in your life for you to do that? And to think that literally thousands of New Yorkers are doing that. How bad is our environment? And I gave you the list of 4, what we could do. Larry, you're talking trash. Could you fix it? Of course I could. And I could fix it with free solutions. Yeah, I could. Name of the actual show, a free solution. 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
The new Dan Bongino Show, coming May 24th. AM 1040 Avon, Rochester, FM 92.1 Rochester, and FM 95.5 Spencerport.
Here's the latest forecast from the News 10 NBC Weather Center for tonight. Mainly clear skies, still a bit of a chill out there. We'll drop it to the low 40s on Friday. We're looking at a lot of sunshine. Once again, another beautiful day in the 60s to near 70. A bit cooler near Lake Ontario. For the weekend, we'll look at sun and clouds on Saturday, near 70. Small chance of a shower, but most of us are dry. Nice weather on Sunday. Again, temperatures near 70. I'm Rich Cornelia, WYSL.
Compass Care Pregnancy Services hosted the largest pro-life event in New York recently. The Compass Care Walk for Life weekend represented over 150 churches, representing thousands of walkers and sponsors. The event kicked off with a live online rally and culminated at an in-person walk held in Rochester and Buffalo simultaneously. The Walk for Life is designed to raise community awareness of the importance of erasing the need for abortion while raising funds to provide ethical medical care to women facing unplanned pregnancy and their preborn boys and girls. Compass Care CEO Jim Harden said, "Because we are all made in the image of God, each one of us is equally valuable and deserving of protection and blessing." Compass Care's Walk for Life raised over $500,000. Join the pro-life community at compasscarewalk.com. This Real Abortion News Update is sponsored by Compass Care.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at Simple Tech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, Simple Tech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them today for a free consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. Simple Tech Innovations. At Victor Chevrolet, we want you to know we're here for your transportation needs. Our factory-trained specialist in the Victor Service Department can expertly handle any repair. Our concierge service can arrange for pickup and delivery of your vehicle if you choose. We're here for repairs, maintenance, inspections, warranty work, and recalls. Victor Chevrolet can help no matter where you bought your car or truck. And if you need a new vehicle, Victor can sell you a car virtually on our website, victorchevrolet.com, or at our store. Call 869-6196. Trade-ins, financing, leasing. They're all available remotely and at your convenience. We're here to fully serve Chevy customers in Victor, Canandaigua, Macedon, Fairport, and throughout the Metro and Finger Lakes. Depend on Victor Chevrolet, here for you with sales or any service issue, no matter where you bought your vehicle. Give us a call at 869-6196 or visit victorchevrolet.com. You can depend on the team at Victor Chevy for all your transportation needs, now and in the future.
Late spring and early fall are the most critical times that someone can be infected with Lyme disease. Lyme disease is spread by the bite of a tick. To help protect yourself, your pets, and your children from Lyme disease, please make sure your lawn is well maintained. And if planning to be in tall grass or in moist areas, wear protective clothing like long sleeves and pants. Be sure to tuck your shirt into your pants and your pants into your socks, and wear insect repellent containing DEET. For questions or concerns, contact the Livingston County Department of Health at 243-7280.
Take it, Tony.
How's that, Zach?
Terrific, man. Hold on. Hello.
Honey, we need help. We have company coming and the kitchen sink is clogged.
Oh, man, now I really got the blues.
What's the skitty, Zach?
Train's backed up and we got company coming over. What am I going to do, brother?
Call Taylor. 500 Help. Their plumbing experts will fix things up and have you singing in no time.
500 Help. Now that's a hot number.
I think I'm really getting it, man.
Call Taylor. 500 Help.
Tom Walls uses a glass pie plate to press out every cheeseburger one by one. We don't cut corners. I'm Riley from Avon Tom Walls. Stop in and let me cook you the best cheeseburger of your life.
Coming back with the Cuomo clip.
Celebrate spring with a brilliant car of annuals. Everything
You're
you
welcome.
need for your gardens and beds. Farm fresh produce too. 7 days a week at J&A Farm Market and Greenhouses. Route 15 just south of exit 9 off 390. J&A, always blooming.
A free solution.
These extreme conservatives who are right to life, pro-assault weapon, anti-gay, they have no place in the state of New York because that's not who New Yorkers are.
Conservatives, what are you doing in my state? I can't even say it with a straight face, but he doesn't care. He's like, you pro-life? Get out of my state. You're pro-2A? Get out of my state. Literally believes that. Said it. How dare you be in my state? You don't like gay people? Get out of my state. I have an idea. How about you believe how you want to believe, just don't hurt others? And how about people who don't believe like you, don't try to hurt you, and we live together in a great state? I know, sounds crazy, right? How about you get to be as liberal or as conservative as you want to be, and no one fights you? Just let you be you. Sounds crazy. How about we let Brooklyn be Brooklyn, and we let Genesee be Genesee? How about that? I think that'd be a good idea. Then you can live where you want to live, and people don't mess with you. Crazy, right? I'm the nut. I am. Larry Sharp here on A Free Solution. WYSL Rochester, New York. WENY, ENI, and Elmira Recording, The Patriot. WACK in Newark, New York. Now, this, as silly as that sounds, it really is simple. I know it sounds like, well, Larry, we can't do that. We got to have laws to punish people. No, you actually don't. You could just have laws to punish people who hurt other people. Yeah, you could just do that. There was a gentleman, I've forgotten his name. He's written a book recently about race relations. I can't remember his name now. Anyway, I'll probably put it in the show notes maybe. He wrote a book recently, and he said something which really struck home for me. He said, if some guy wants to lynch me, that's his problem. If some guy has the power or is able to lynch me, that's my problem. And we should all live that way. If you don't like me for whatever reason, that's fine. That's your reason. That's your problem. That's not mine. You got a problem. You're mad. You're unhappy. You don't like me. Okay. Now you're going to come hurt me, bother me, take my stuff, stop me from doing something, hurt my family. Well, now we got a problem. We got laws for that. And we should keep laws for that. Those are good laws. You shouldn't be hurting people taking their stuff. That's a bad idea. Don't do that. Go to jail. Bring the cops in. All good. But you don't like me? All right. It's fine. And this is a part that we're losing. And we're trying to create law to force thought. This is a problem. So anyway, I've yapped away. Let me grab a couple more of you. Many of you are commenting. I want to cover some of your comments. Nate says, I find myself questioning myself all the time why I stay in this state. It gets harder and harder each year to convince myself. Nate, I'm with you, brother. I am. I talk about the greatness of New York all the time. I talk about trying to fix it all the time. How frustrating is it for me? I'm sure you have it. You have it too. For me too, to tell so many people exactly what's happening, to predict things that are going to happen because I see it happening, to give answers on how we can stop it and how we can fix it consistently, and to still watch it collapse and get worse. I agree. As I sit here and tell you that I want you to stay in New York, and I do. For those who live in New York, I want you to stay. I do. I'm staying. I'm trying to stay. I don't know how long I'll stay, but I'm trying to stay too because I want to fix it. I think there's so much value if we can fix this state. And again, the thing that if you don't live in New York and you're watching or listening to this, understand something. Why should you care about New York? Like, I live in California, whatever. I live in Texas. What do I care? I live in Pennsylvania. What do I care? because what happens in New York will come to you every single time. It will come to you. We test everything here. And if it works, go someplace else. And when I mean works, it means if government gets away with it. That's what works means. Not does it help anybody, irrelevant. Not is it effective, irrelevant. Could we get away with it? Oh, we got away with it? Ha ha. Bring this to other states. That's what I mean by working. Do they get away with it? They get away with it here? It's coming to your state. Maybe it's a year. Maybe it's 10 years. Coming to your state, guaranteed. We set the norm. This state, New York State, is the battleground state. And the reason why it hurts so much, Nate, is because you and I are literally on the front lines of this battle. We are on the front lines. So we take the most rounds, we get attacked the most, and we are asked to attack the most. And we get the least resources. We're the front line. That's the reason why. This is the battleground state. That's why it hurts. That's why it's painful. We're in the front lines. So I get it. And like any soldier in the front lines, any Marine in the trenches, we're thinking, God, really? Of course. I want to go home. Yeah, of course, Nate. I'm with you, brother. And that's why I'm never mad at people who leave. I get it. I'm disappointed when they leave, 100%. I'm disappointed. I don't like to hear people leaving. How can I be mad at them? We've created a state to where people don't want to stay. What am I going to do? Taylor says, my wife and I are looking at leaving. Everything that's going on, we don't want to raise our family here anymore. It's just gotten worse and you need to get worse. Yes, Taylor, I'm with you. Yes, we're trying to repair. Jason says, add Oregon to that list of biggest proponents for state COVID power regimes. Yes, see what I'm saying? We're going to run from New York, but it's just delayed. So, Taylor, you're going to give yourself, 10 years before it comes to you wherever you go? And if you go to someplace that's more purplish, that's 5 years before you get this? It's nice. I'd rather fight him here. Absolutely, I'd rather fight him here. Just what I'm saying. Nate says, just want to be left alone. Top-down approach doesn't work. Yes, New York State is vastly different from other parts of the state. Yes, and here's what I want to bring up here, Nate. This is an important part. New York City is different, but it doesn't mean New York City is bad, or that New York City is right, or that New York City is wrong. I say it about my veteran status, right? I don't believe in a draft, but the Marine Corps was wonderful for me. It's exactly what I needed as a 17-year-old punk. The Marine Corps was perfect for me. It doesn't mean it's perfect for you or anybody else. For some people, it's the right answer. For me, it was. And for New York City, some people, that's the right answer. And for others, it's not. You're exactly right. It cannot be a top-down approach. It must be you living where you want to live, doing what you want to do, what works for you. Nate continues, but they always try the one-size-fits-all model and doesn't work. Yep. What works in the Bronx doesn't work in Allegheny County. Yes. And what works in Allegheny County doesn't work in the Bronx. Yes. And I'll reinforce. And neither is right and neither is wrong. They're different. And you should enjoy where you want to enjoy. And the other part I'll bring up is that can change during your life. Nate, there might be a time in your life where you can't wait to rush into a big city and try to do the things that big city people do. You have yeah, I'm into it now. And then another part of your life where you're like, nah, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. Time in your life where living in the rural area is boring for you. You don't like it. And a part of your life when you're like, no, it's exactly my lifestyle I want. Not boring. It's perfect. It's perfect. Just the way I want it. And who decides that? You do. I keep saying that. I wear my libertarianism on my sleeve because I honestly believe in my heart of hearts, it is the only way for us to be happy in a country, in a state that is as diverse as we are. And people talk about diversity all the time. I hear it all the time. Diversity, diversity, diverse this, diverse that, diverse this. They're right. I'm with you. Let's be diverse. I'm in. I'm on a diversity train. Let's do this. So then how can you have a top-down, one-size-fits solution for everybody if you're on a diversity train? Let's get on that train and leave us alone. and let us be diverse. Let us be who we want to be. Let's get on that train. The problem is we're going in the wrong direction. The train says diversity, but it's not. It's actually going dictatorship. That's not diversity. That's like the opposite of diversity. I don't like that train. Let's get in a real diversity train, allowing people to be who they want to be when they want to be. Thank you for that, Nate. I appreciate that. Andrew says, we have zombie houses in my hometown. Yes. And the town board doesn't do a damn thing about it. Andrew, what can they? It's a serious question. How do you handle, as a town board, how do you handle a statewide top-down problem, exactly what Nate's talking about? When the state is giving you unfunded mandates and telling you what you have to spend money on and giving you rules and regulations that you have to follow, hamstringing town boards and county executives and putting them in positions to where they can't hardly do anything. And then all the money comes from Albany. So if you don't do what they say, they withhold funds. They take your tax dollars and give it to someone else who's following the rules, meaning not being a heretic. I'm with you in what you're saying, Andrew. What I'm saying is, how do they deal with it? I mean, I'm sure the people on town board care. I assume they do. I could be wrong. I don't know your town board, but I assume they do. But they're stuck. It's a tough spot to be in. But if we weren't so top down, it wouldn't be as hard. That's a real solution. That's also free. Larry Sharp on a free solution. 585-346-3000. Back after the break.
Why do businesses choose to move their website from Wix and Squarespace to SimpleTech Innovations? Maybe it's their excellent customer service or attention to detail. Maybe it's their ability to give a truly customized solution. Or perhaps they just like the fact that SimpleTech is a local small business that builds great relationships with its clients. Whatever the reason may be, you can rest assured knowing that the local team at SimpleTech has your best interest in mind when building or updating your website. They're hands-on and love helping customers achieve their goals. But don't take my word for it. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. If your website doesn't match your dreams or isn't achieving your goals, give the professionals at SimpleTech Innovations a call today for a consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
Hi, my name is Ryan Bourne.
And I'm Danica Bourne.
And we're the owners of South Coast Tax. We would like to thank our Lord for protecting us from evil. Psalm 91 states, He is my refuge and my fortress, for He will rescue us from every trap and protect us from deadly disease.
South Coast Tax are Christian-based tax accountants and attorneys who specialize in releasing bank levies, wage garnishments, and filing complex tax returns. We are the leaders in acceptance of offers and compromise with awesome results.
We are also a small firm who will treat you like family and not just a number.
Call us today at 1-800-TAX-1176 for a free consultation, and we'll take the time to explain all of the programs that you qualify for in order to allow you a fresh start.
In John 8:36, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. And one way we can achieve that is by being debt-free. So let us help you today. Call us at 1-800-TAX-1176, and together we can help achieve this goal by putting the IRS tax debt behind you for good. Again, that number is 1-800-TAX-1176.
Your business relies on computers and technology to operate. Slow, unreliable networks and servers can cause unplanned downtime and affect your bottom line. The experts at SimpleTech Innovations are here to help. Their preventative maintenance program ensures that your computers and network are kept up to date and monitored for any issues, keeping your business running smoothly. They also help clients achieve HIPAA, PCI, and New York State cybersecurity compliance to keep your network safe and secure. Whatever your business IT needs are, SimpleTech Innovations should be your first call. They've won the best in Rochester 8 years in a row and have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Call them
Can I have a
for
Cuomo
free
clip?
consultation at 585-200-3182. That's 585-200-3182. SimpleTech Innovations.
A free solution.
And if there is a move to deport immigrants, I say then start with me.
Man, could we do that? You know what? If I would be like totally anti-immigrant for like 30 seconds just to get rid of him, then I would take the attack of being anti-immigrant for just a couple minutes just to get rid of him. It'd be worth it. I would sell myself for that one. I'm sorry, I would. I'm a bad person. Anyway, yes, it'd be nice if we got rid of him. That'd be a good deal. But the other issue is I don't want just another one to fall behind him either. We have to change the environment. I'm all about changing the environment. Here, Larry Sharp, host of The Sharp Way. If you want to check out The Sharp Way, you can. You can follow The Sharp Way on YouTube or Twitter or something like that. You also do me a favor, check out our sponsors on YouTube on YouTube also, and our sponsors on Facebook, theadvocates.org. Enjoy them. And then here, you can actually follow A Free Solution also on Facebook and on YouTube, all over the place. So much you can follow to get all this goodness all the time. A Free Solution is on every single day. Not just me, the very cool Kevin Wilson. And then the super duper cool, we even get Andrew Halster on here too. Not too shabby, guys. Not too bad. Before the break, I was talking about leaving New York and how New York punishes people when you leave. And some of you may not know this. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who is literally my congressperson. I accept your condolences. Her mom left. Yes, her mom literally left. And literally, she went to Florida. Here is her quote. Her mom, I was paying $10,000 a year in real estate taxes up north. I'm paying $600 a year in Florida. It's stress-free down here. That's AOC's mom. Yeah, that's really bad. And her way of helping New York is nothing would be her answer. Nothing. Zero. Not a thing. Mom's in Florida. She's like, whatevs. Guess I'll go there next. That's what we have here. That's the people trying to save us. Hold them to air quotes. Save us. They're trying to save us. Terrible. Sam says, all the taxes we pay and freedoms lost and our schools, roads, hospitals, police, firefighters, schools are not any better than Texas, Florida, Nevada, New Hampshire. Trading freedom for money for government is a bad bargain. I would agree. I completely agree. We're not, and this goes back to the original point, right? If we thought as New Yorkers that the state was so good and so worth it, we would put up with it. And you would think that any leader, governor, mayor, county executive would think if they were like, I'm going to go beat my people up. If they were that way, they'd still say, I can't beat my people up so badly that they leave. I got to beat them up just enough so they'll stay, right? I mean, I know I'm being cynical here, but I know some of our leaders are very cynical. So if you're cynical and you're a bad person and you just want to beat us up, logic would dictate, don't beat us up till we leave. Just beat us up enough so we take the punches and stay. I know, so horrible. But that's how some of them are feeling, and they're showing us that. It's a valid point. So eventually, we pack up and we leave. And then when we leave, they make us feel like, so glad I left. That's the worst part. Wouldn't I rather, if I was running, helping New York, wouldn't I want to make you feel like a little guilty that you're missing something? A little fear of missing out, being back here in New York State? Wouldn't I want that? No, I guess not. Right? When I ran for governor in 2018, I said that my number one measure of success, if I had one, would be, did I stop people from leaving New York State? That was the number one. And I was saying that I probably couldn't turn around to a point to where we were growing in just 4 years. People said, why not? Because so much damage has been done, so many people have left, so much disbelief that it had gotten better would be crazy. To get people to turn this around would be crazy. I fear it's even harder now. Right? How do I get people who've left this state to honestly believe that it's changed enough to move back? That's a lot. Could it be done? Of course. In 4 years? That's tough. Could I get people to stop talking bad about New York? Yes. Could I get people to stop leaving? Yes. Could I get people to stop encouraging others to come visit them and stay in Florida? Yes, that's possible. But to get the people who left to move back is going to be challenging because there's just been so much bad blood, so much damage, so much pain. To get over that will be very difficult. But whoever is our next governor has to be thinking that. That has to be the number one thing on their mind. How do I get people to want to come to our state and stay here and enjoy it? And every single policy, regardless of what that policy is about, regardless of the money involved, whatever it is, every policy has to somehow focus back to that. It's like any business has a mission. And everything they sell, every marketing piece, every person they hire has to move in some way towards that mission. And New York State's mission has got to be, how do we get people to stop leaving and to want to come back? How do I do that? How do I get people to want to be in my state? What do I have to do to make that happen? And if we make that happen, everything gets better. The reality of it is, New York State in itself, in the utopian world, which we don't have, obviously, but we can get close to it at least, as close as we can, could easily have 30 million people here. We're nowhere near that environment to support 30 million people in the state. Not even close. That's a decade away at least, to have that kind of environment. Then to fill the state's another decade. We're talking 20 years. But I care about my state. I want my kids to grow up here. I want my family to stay here. I would like that. I'm prepared to play the long game. I hope some of you will play that game with me. I hope so, at least. Yes.
2 minutes.
Justin says, AOC's new slogan is tax the rich, but not my mom. That's very good. I love that. I love that. Will says AOC should move down to be closer to her mother. That's not a bad idea either. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Will says, if you deport Andrew Cuomo, I promise not to say you're not a real libertarian. Will, thank you. I appreciate that. I would take that though. I would take it for that. For that, I take it. Fine. I'm I'm libertarian except for that. It's fine. It's okay. No worries. Christopher says, I'll literally dance in the street the day the king falls from his throne. I might dance with you, brother. I might. Absolutely. My 2 cents says, I love New York City for that reason, the diversity. You can go all over the world without leaving the city. This is very true, which is why I say often, I know a lot of people don't want to live in New York City. I get it. It's a certain type of person who wants to live in New York City. I understand that. But visiting is magical. You should visit. After the COVID lockdowns are over, you should come visit again. It's a great place to visit. There's so much magic here, so much stuff here. Really, you can. Yes. All right. See if I can do this here. Jason says, Doug Waste of Independence says, when government fails, the people have the right to replace it. Well, New York State's government has failed. You're the right, indeed. And the people have the right and the obligation to act. Yeah, I think we do. Did Andrew Cuomo say that? I love that idea. We can get rid of him. It's called voting, and that's free. A free solution. Larry Sharp. I will see you all next week.